Mr. Secretary, as you know, I represent San Diego, the largest military community in the country. Right now, as we are speaking, 2,500 San Diego Marines are off the coast of Iran. Many other San Diegans in uniform have gotten 48-hour deployment notices. So this war in Iran is not theoretical for me or for my constituents. It's deeply personal. As you also know, on Easter Sunday, President Trump threatened to destroy Iran's bridges and power plants, writing, quote, "Open the fucking strait, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch." And 2 days later, President Trump wrote, quote, "A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will." My office's phones have been ringing off the hook. I've heard from so many military families concerned about the president's mental fitness and whether he's fit to serve as our commander-in-chief, given that he's sending their loved ones into harm's way. Our troops, who have shown incredible bravery and tactical proficiency, deserve to know that their leaders are focused and stable. So, Mr. Secretary, you are with the president a lot, and it pains me to even have to ask this about our president, but my constituents' lives are at stake. Do you believe that the president is mentally stable enough to be the commander-in-chief?
Did you ask the same question of Joe Biden for 4 years?
Mr. Secretary, Joe Biden is not the president. Mr. Trump has been president for a year and a half, and I'm asking you
did
right
not.
now.
And I won't even engage with the level of disparagement that you're putting on the commander-in-chief, who indeed is.
Mr. Secretary,
every single day.
Mr. Secretary, Biden is not the president.
He's the sharpest, most insightful commander-in-chief we've had in generations. And you want to compare, you want to ask that question after you and your fellow Democrats defended Joe Biden, who could barely speak and didn't know what day of the week it was?
As you know,
he governed through an auto pen. You got a Secretary of Defense who went AWOL for a week. I can't be gone for 10 days, for 10 minutes.
I will reclaim my time.
Ladies' time. She's reclaimed it.
Well, let's see who he is in regards to women and his psyche.
Imagine your own mother saying this about you, because it really does highlight exactly who this guy is. Son, I have tried to keep quiet about your character and behavior, but after listening to the way you made Samantha feel today, I cannot stay silent, and as a woman and your mother, I feel I must speak out. You are an abuser of women. That is the ugly truth, and I have no respect for any man that belittles, lies, cheats, sleeps around, and uses women for his own power and ego. You are that man, and have been for years. And as your mother, it pains me and embarrasses me to say that. But it is the sad, sad truth. I am not a saint, far from it, so don't throw that in my face. But your abuse over the years to women, dishonesty, sleeping around, betrayal, debasing, belittling, needs to be called out. Sam is a good mother and a good person under the circumstances that you created. And I know deep down you know that. For you to try to label her as unstable for your own advantage is despicable and abusive. Is there any sense of decency left in you? She did not ask for or deserve any of what has come to her by your hand. Neither did Meredith. That was his first wife. I know you think this is one big competition and that we have taken her side. We are on the side of good, and that is not you. Go ahead and call me self-righteous. I don't care. Don't you dare run to her and cry foul that we shared with us. That's what babies do. It's time for someone, I wish it was a strong man, to stand up to your abusive behavior and call it out, especially against women. We still love you, but we are broken by your behavior and lack of character. I don't want to write emails like this and never thought I would. If it damages our relationship further, then so be it. But at least I have said my piece. And yes, we are praying for you, and you don't deserve to know how we are praying, so skip the snarky reply. I don't want an answer to this. I don't want to debate with you. You twist and abuse everything I say anyway. But on behalf of all the women, and I know it's many you have abused in some way, I say, get some help and take an honest look at yourself. Mom.
Now the health secretary. On the mother of his 4 children. During his marriage to Richardson, Kennedy was known among his friends for sending explicit nude photos of women that they presumed he had taken. He reportedly engaged in multiple affairs during his marriage. His friends later called him a lifelong philanderer, which is generally a hallmark of sociopathy. Richardson was found dead in a building on the grounds of her home. The medical examiner ruled the death a suicide due to hanging. Upon arriving at the scene, Richardson's sister told Kennedy, "You have killed my sister." Before her death, Richardson had discovered Kennedy's personal journal from 2001, in which he recorded sexual encounters with 37 different women. It was actually the same year as when I was serially abused and cheated on pregnant by my ex-husband, who is of the same caliber as this, whatever it is. The level of incapacitating pain that victims of such domestic abuse endure is, in my opinion, exactly the same as extreme physical battery. According to Kennedy, Richardson passed the journal along to her sister with instructions that if anything happened to her, it should be published in the press, as if the press cares, as they are led by the same caliber people too. Politicians, the judiciary, various CEOs, it's all the same. Psychopaths, sociopaths, the dregs of the society. Not only that he abused her when she was alive, but also in death. After her death, Kennedy won a court case against Richardson's siblings to have her buried alongside fellow Kennedy family members, instead of closer to her siblings in New York, the siblings who truly loved her, unlike him. Shortly after her burial, Kennedy had her body disinterred and moved to an unmarked grave in an empty area of the cemetery. Now, what kind of a judge allowed him to do that to that poor, poor woman and to her family? A sick one. And now the main man in charge of the world. If it is true, what kind of a human being cheats on their pregnant wife? That was done to me. And that form of abuse is really by the lowest of the low, who should not be near any position of power. As far as I understand, his alleged mistresses, porn stars, whatever they were, had firm evidence that he'd cheated on Melania when she was pregnant. The apex humiliation. And the judge disallowed that alleged firm evidence to be presented to the press. And why is that? Each to their own, but I did not stay, would never have stayed after any cheating, let alone in pregnancy, which is the ultimate betrayal and abuse. Regarding powerful people, it should never be concealed. Is it hidden in this case because most of the judges in family courts or wherever are generally sociopaths themselves and abuse their own spouses the same way too? Hence, they have destroyed the institution of marriage, children, justice, love, God in the demonic Western family courts that have destroyed the entire society and that I have described in detail in my pinned post on the wall on my Facebook account that is blocked almost all the time. And where are the loudest of feminists and the Me Too movement in all this? Is this something to be quiet about? Is this silence what the victims deserve? Now let's continue with the first one, in charge of millions of people.
Jimenez said we should be taking leaders at their word. So is there a reason that we should not be taking our leader at his word?
Iran should not underestimate the will of President Trump and the United States military to achieve our mission.
Okay, well, I want you to know this is not a partisan thing. In fact, many Democrats have had, many Republicans have had these same questions. Marjorie Taylor Greene said he's out of control and he's gone insane. Candace Owens said the 25th Amendment needs to be invoked. Megyn Kelly, Tucker Carlson, who you used to work with, Alex Jones, Stephanie Grisham, the list could go on. So how do I explain to my constituents that while they are in harm's way, their commander-in-chief is posting these unhinged posts?
How did you explain to your constituents what happened on October 7th? Or what happened in Afghanistan? Or what happened with the debacle and the withdrawal in Afghanistan, where the troops were left? How did you explain that with Joe Biden's leadership?
Mr. Secretary,
how did you explain that to the Marines that didn't get medals, that we restored their medals because of that disastrous withdrawal in Afghanistan? Did you explain that to your constituents when Joe Biden was asleep at the wheel and he had an AWOL Secretary of Defense?
How about this next post? How can I explain this next post to my constituents? I'm Jewish, so this doesn't really bother me, but my understanding is that this is quite offensive to many Christians. So how do you explain this post?
I'm not here to explain posts. We have an incredible commander-in-chief who
Mr.
puts our troops
Secretary.
first. I'm here for a budget hearing about our troops.
It's
a historic budget that's giving
our
us a
troops.
chance to defeat
Mr. Secretary,
our adversaries.
Mr.
President
Secretary,
Trump is
please,
doing that
this
in
is my
world-class
time.
fashion.
This is about
Gentlelady
our
has reclaimed her
troops.
time, Mr. Secretary.
This is about our troops. This is about who is commanding our troops and if our troops can trust that they are being sent into harm's way under good strategy. The mental stability of our commander-in-chief is deeply important to our troops. It's deeply important to this country. It
wasn't
our
important to you
troops'
during Joe
lives at
Biden.
stake. I'll remind you that when there were concerns, Democrats came together, and he was not our nominee for president. So I encourage you to have the same courage that Democrats had. Mr. Secretary, you keep saying that he is the best commander-in-chief we've ever had, the best negotiator.
Talk to the troops.
13 American troops have died. More than 380 have been wounded. The Strait of Hormuz, which was wide open, is now closed. Less than 90% of traffic through the strait is still not going despite the ceasefire. The Iranian regime is still in power. It still has nuclear material. The war is costing Americans billions of dollars. And Mr. Secretary, if you think that this is what winning looks like, then maybe we should be questioning your mental stability. Maybe you are the one responsible for this failure, and the president should think about replacing you. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.